Alrighty, so today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Air 3 versus Mavic 3 in low light, just using night mode. I wanted to see if there was a huge difference if we toggle this on that anybody would be able to discern. I do want to put a disclaimer out there that I did not use the Mavic 3 Pro for this testing. I used the base Mavic 3. I actually had to enlist in the help of a buddy that bought my old Mavic 3 because it just would have been crazy to drive from St. Pete back to my office, then back to Tampa. That's a lot of wasted gas. So I just, picked him up. We went to Tampa and this is what we got. Now, all of the clips were labeled A and B, so don't spoil it for anybody else. I'll reveal which drone was which after the video plays, but see how many of them you got right or if you got it wrong. Let's get started.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? Ken here. You're watching OriginaldoBo. And if you guessed that A was the Mavic 3, you guessed right. If you guessed that B was the DJI Air 3, you guessed right. If you got both of them right, you're officially a sensor slut. You can discern imagery like a hawk. You, my friend, have taken all of your Flintstone vitamins. You are a champion among men or women. And your grand prize is to hit that subscribe button and like this freaking video. That's it. That's all you get. It's pretty outstanding gift. All right, let's talk about these videos because I gotta say I was pretty impressed with the overall quality of the Air 3. I will tell you that the Mavic 3 does have a wider field of view. The Air 3 is definitely slightly narrower. So it was a bit challenging to try to frame these so that way they both matched up 1-to-1. There was no adjustments made to these clips. There was no adjustments to highlights. There was no adjustments to the shadows. There was no white balance adjustments. Everything was set to automatic in night mode. Now, I will tell you, an easy way to tell the difference between these two, it definitely seems that the Mavic 3 does favor the yellow tones a little bit more. I felt like the Air 3 was doing a better job with the white balance, like neutralizing some of those yellow lights. But overall, I would say that image quality at a distance is fine. It's only when you start punching into the image that you can really notice where the Mavic 3 pulls away. But if you're just filming something at full resolution, I don't think anybody's going to be able to tell a difference. The blue tones are also slightly different. And around some of the lights, like where it says Hotel Floridian, I noticed there was a little bit more blooming on the Air 3. So that's where like the light gets that, like, it's almost like a glow to it. So there was definitely some blooming happening on the Air 3, but that's to be expected when it's letting a lot of light into such a small sensor. Again, the images were definitely sharper on the Mavic 3, but again, you only notice these things when you're punching in. Overall, the noise on both were very, very low, very limited. I think the colors look very, very good. In some shots, they were very, very similar to one another. The Mavic 3 just has a very pleasing look to it. The Air 3 also has a great look. I mean, for social media content, I don't think you can really go wrong with either or of these, unless you're doing like a full-blown, production. I don't think it really matters. But overall, I think that the exposure was very, very similar. The noise floor was low on both. They both did an amazing job. And again, this is just in that night mode, so nothing special happening here. Like anybody can go out and just turn it into night mode and let it do its thing. White balance is just very, very different between the two for some reason. But again, that's super easily adjustable in post. And I'll just throw an example up here where I adjust it and make them match. And again, you probably couldn't tell the difference if I did that. But overall, pretty impressive. If you were concerned that, this was not going to be able to do good in low light, I don't think it's a concern. I think for the most part, for non-professional social media type of stuff, this does absolutely awesome. The new night mode just works amazing, and it's pretty damn close to the Mavic 3. So Mavic 3 has a 4/3 sensor. Air 3 has a 1/1/3 sensor. Obviously different technology with the stack sensor and that backside illumination versus the Mavic 3's 4/3. But you can see where if we got a 4/3 stacked sensor with backside illumination, how much better the Mavic 3 would be in low light. So don't always keep looking for like the newest and the biggest sensors. Sometimes it's not about the size. It's about that technology that's in the sensor that is going to allow it to pull away. So if this is this good, I can't wait to see what happens on a Mavic 4. We don't really need to go bigger on the sensor. They can just keep making the sensor much more efficient while keeping the weight of the drone down. And again, just improving the quality little by little by just adding like the stack sensor, backside illumination. I can't wait to see what that happens. I'll see you in the next video. Stay original.